East Van Stories Podcast, episode 54. Timmy. Uh, yeah, this guy named Timmy, he's a old school guy, older gentleman. Sells a lot of dope down in East Van, and he's down by Carolyn Hastings around that block and shit. He works there a lot, and he's an older guy, like I said. But what he did, he's a smart guy because he cornered the market. Everybody, when the fentanyl came in and took over and then knocked heroin out of the market, right? And everybody stopped selling heroin and went over to fentanyl. He actually didn't switch over. He kept selling heroin, and now he's like one of like maybe 3 or 4 dealers out of all of Hastings that sell heroin exclusively and doesn't sell fentanyl. So he has these old school like junkie clients that still like that didn't switch over to fentanyl, that just want to stay with heroin. So like he cornered the market for that, and he makes a ton of fucking money every day. Like I'm talking about, he's got 3 or 4 workers, and they're all pulling in like 2 or 3 grand a day each on shifts and shit like that. He sells everything, rock, powder, down, and speed, you know what I mean? Just in sell fentanyl, and his customers love him and shit like that. He's got reliable old school customers, and a lot of his customers are all older. I noticed there are a lot of older people like that, and they just love the guy. You know what I mean? Because he'll go in his pocket. You know what I mean? If they're short $5, he'll give them fucking the $5, even though they're going to spend the money with him, his workers, so he gets the money right back. So he makes the illusion like he's helping them out all the time, but he's actually just getting his own money back, right? So he's slick. He did used to own a store down the block. I remember that. I know that. He made a lot of money with that shit. So like, he's a smart guy like that. If there's anybody that's been that you could say did a good job in the streets, I guess you could say it's this guy, because like I'm not glorifying anything that's drug dealers or anything. I'm not glorifying them. I'm not saying that it's cool or good to do that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for getting the job done properly and like keeping your nose clean, not getting addicted to drugs or going to jail and just making a bunch of money and doing it quietly. You got to give it to this guy because he actually is doing it, like, and he's still doing it. So like, hats off to him. I call him Timmy. That's not his street name. I'm not going to say his street name, but it rhymes with Timmy. You can just figure that out. Anybody in the streets knows who I'm talking about. And East Van knows who I'm talking about. This guy is like an old school legend, pretty much, man. Everybody knows him. Anybody that's in the streets, that's really in the streets, they know this guy. He's just quiet, old school, just makes his money, stays out of the way and shit like that, right? And just profits over problems. You know what I mean? So like, he's smart, and yeah, he definitely will go down as one of East Van's old school legends, I guess you could say, right? So it's kind of funny, but yeah, his customers just love him. They just, you can't say a bad word about the guy in front of these people. They'll fucking still stab you or something. No, like no joke. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to do a quick episode about this guy, right? Because he's a East Hastings legend, still living, still doing it, still hustling, still making money, right? Still doing his thing. So hats off to him, right? If you can, hats off to a person that's selling drugs, right? Not glorifying that, just saying that he's doing it the proper way. If it has to be done a way, you know what I mean? He's doing it. So hats off to him. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If I'm wrong for glorifying this guy, or just I'm just giving him his flowers in the streets, you could say, right? Or whatever. I'm just giving him kudos because he's doing it and he's still free and he's not addicted to drugs and he's not in jail. So good for him. But it's still bad that he sold drugs, obviously, right? So like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if people subscribed. Check out my podcast on the Podbeam app or Spotify, East Van Stories Podcast. I got tons of episodes on there. Check it out and let me know what you guys think. All right, everybody, take care. Good night.